What's it like being a man?
Emotions are a double-edged sword. Showing emotion can have some see you as weak and not manly. Not showing emotion can have some see you as cold and unfeeling.
Could be better, could be worse.
You have to be strong and reliable or you won't make anyone.
Your value is determined directly by what you can provide, and how much. But you can act wherever you want, so that's cool.
You're honestly required to just automatically understand everything and know how to do things, and if you don't, you are unintentionally seen as a lesser person by ordinary people. Also, a big thing is being generalized by women as being a man, instead of an individual human being. It can be very lonely at times emotionally.
No one cares until they need tie for my first award.
Invisible until something is needed.
Your value as a person is mostly a function of how powerful you are until you gain skills, knowledge, strength, or resources to make things happen. No one cares.
Pros of buying a dude. 1. Strong, probably. 2. Can stand whilst peeing, hopefully. 3. Will never ever be asked for indoor decoration advice, usually. 4. Doesn't have to be afraid to walk alone at night, most likely. Cons. 1. It's lonely sometimes, and if I express that loneliness, then I'm seen as clingy, or being sad isn't nearly as widely accepted. It should be. I wish it was. But too many women have told me that seeing a guy cry gives them the ick. 3. If I raise my voice or get angry, I'm being too angry, and need to calm if I talk about the hardships of being a man in front of some women I know. Not all women. They'll just on me and tell me it's not as hard as being a. I don't feel like my problems are valid. Not just in the eyes of other people, but myself as well. I invalidate my own problems because it's been ingrained to me that I'm a man and I need to figure it out. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Edit. A lot of people hyper-focusing on pro number 4. It's my experience as a man, which is the only perspective from which I can answer the prompt.
Your only value is the help you provide when you're needed. You're expected to keep your optimism before, during, and after a couple other men will care about your problems.
You could read a book titled Self-Made Man, by Nora Vincent, if you really are interested. I know it will take longer than asking a question on Reddit.
Pros. Asterisk kinda strong sometimes. Asterisk can stand when. Asterisk no monthly period. Cons. Asterisk no one cares until they need something. Asterisk men ain't shit. Men are trash. All men. Mental health isn't taken seriously. Asterisk not always valued unless providing something. Asterisk being interested in a woman is a thin line between being flirty and creepy at the end of the day. I will continue to do what I enjoy, not hurt others, and keep working towards being the best version of myself, man I can be for myself and those close to me.
Your pain is inferior, always.
Does it really matter?
Your feelings are irrelevant. You're expected to perform or be considered useless. Your hopes and dreams are often unimportant because they don't line up with what people need or want you to be. You're automatically a predator in people's eyes. Your intentions are always held in suspicion.
Well, I can only speak from my own experience. This might apply to more or none other. I was raised to respect everyone, but most especially women. Also, I was raised to be aware of the fact that I might get used by them if I'm not careful. I was raised in a household where the women ruled. They were the strong figures that made me who I am today. The compassion and honor I got from the men, godfather and cousin. But the rest is from the women in my house, godmother and grandma. I unfortunately also got from them how to never be, and I hope the balance is kept well. I was also in a school where girls were always right and we had to shut it up. My worst 2 bullies were 2 girls, and if I dared to defend myself, at the behest of other girls, I would have been the one in trouble. I have been used, cheated and left, but I did not lose hope. Surely they are not all the same, right? Right, they aren't, just like we aren't either. I have struggled to achieve everything I have, and it was always expected more, and it still is. I was shamed again and again, by women mostly, for what I liked, how I behaved, how and what I studied, how much I felt like I am not enough my entire life. I met someone that makes me feel the opposite every day though, which is nice. I sometimes get upset if I am told that everything comes easy to maybe I shouldn't. One day I might get to all.
Not that great. Wanting to die but at the same time wondering who will protect the ones you care about if you're dead. It's a strange feeling but it keeps me here.
Being super strong is pretty nice.
Men have to create their own value and it's based on competence. We have the burden of performance compared to women, which makes our lives very competitive for us to gain status. Once a man surpasses a certain threshold of status, his quality of life improves exponentially. That man gets an abundance of respect, opportunity and women compared to the rest of men. Men under a certain threshold are literally invisible, just background characters.
Hard. We men are viewed as strong individuals who work our every day, rather we have a cramp or a sore throat or a broken arm. We live in a world that men's feelings don't matter. We can't cry or get upset cause then we are weak. And most men's pride don't like that feeling. We gotta act like we aren't hurt deep down inside, but we are tired. Very, very tired.
Upside, you can open your own you had to, and don't get anything for free.
You must be swift as a coursing river.
No one cares about you unless it's parents, siblings. Even then, if you come from a dysfunctional family, then you might not even receive one cares about what you feel unless you talk about it with other, are often more likely to take advantage and reap the benefits you provide rather than love you. Talking about your thoughts, feelings is cancer to you, have no value. People are quick to abandon life as a man is transactional, nothing more, nothing less. Even work colleagues will try to take advantage of you to get ahead, so be careful to identify what kind of people give you. Good thing is if you have a lot of resources you can choose who to help. As an introvert, this is pretty good.
Not birthing babies is nice.
I'd imagine it's like being a woman but lonely and all you have to truly rely on is yourself.
You're just a tool. Once you're out of use or broken, you're tossed away like nothing.
One upside is not worrying about makeup or what to wear is pretty great. One downside is I don't get free help stuff.
Everything is your fault. If it wasn't you specifically, it was men as a group, and because you're a member of the group, it's your fault. If it was a woman's fault, that woman was made to do it by a man, or should have been stopped from doing it by a man, and so it's still your fault.
Great, I love being a man.
It's tough, unless you're born into money or at all. It's a constant struggle and no one cares about your existence.
Typically, you'll make it farther in life being stoic than emotional. That's why men die before women.
I'm a dude who shows emotion, and then if I'm belittled for showing said emotion I just the belittler until they show. I tell them to take a few minutes to reflect on that and get back to me. Is it petty? Yeah, but off apathetic people is fun to me tbh.
Reliable but not too available.
When my ex cheated on me, I was a mess. Turned to some of my old female friends to lean on, people I'd known for a decade or more. They ghosted me afterwards, and I haven't spoken to any of them in many years.
Which is the ultimate goal?
Wait till you hit able to whenever you want comes with not all the comes out until you put it away.
And when you know you're and try to explain it to other people, guess what? Mansplaining.
And then when you have satisfied your end of a bargain, you are back to zero value. The only way to ensure continued respect is if the situation in which you are valuable is continuous.
Except your parents. If you're lucky enough to get good with times during the pandemic, I would go weeks without talking to another person. Those checkup calls from my mom actively kept me grateful every day for that.
One cares when you need.
If there is one positive to people not caring about us, it's that I can do whatever I want and people can't say to me because they're not doing anything to support me anyways. Once you learn to self-sustain and to tell people no when they need something, life as a man can be quite liberating, although sometimes lonely.
I kind of started a thought process a few weeks ago. It's not that men don't have feelings, the way people always, it's that they learn, pretty early on, that they don't matter. Mostly because in our society, 1. If a man has feelings, no one will step and fix that problem for him the way they will a woman, so they realize that the feeling serves no purpose. 2. Even if a man having a feeling would signal a need for, if a woman also has feelings about the same issue, hers automatically invalidates his, and he's left with nothing. And believe me, there's always a woman who has a feeling about a man, so I'll just leave that.
No one cares unless you're providing something.
Jesus Christ, this needs to be on the top. This is textbook definition of a man. You do not exist unless you can be a benefit to someone.
So like?
Nobody cares after you gain them either. Oh, they care about the skills and such, but not about the person who has them.
Do you see that as a negative? Because I am a dude and see that as a huge is nice that my value isn't dependent on something I am born with like looks, but more on things I can work on and improve.
Once during a retirement speech, one of our male bosses started to cry and the 3 girls and I, in our department, all started crying too because we thought it was really sweet of him. I know that's not always the case, but there are definitely women out there that don't see men crying as weak. So hopefully that's somewhat encouraging.